In all my 22 years of living, I don't think that I've ever experienced a heartbreak that hurts this much. Like nakaanga tu hivi naanza kulia. Yani unakaa tu unalia cause niko the heck? What the heck? Let me try and explaining what I feel, what's happening. I do know that you, the audience, the algorithm, don't like hearing such things. So we are also gonna see how this video is gonna do because my last FaceTime is at over 20k likes. Chituone hii. But this is where I'm at. So I recently began my deconstruction journey, deconstruction of God. It's been turbulent. Like, yeah. I stopped going to church like 2 years ago. It was gradual, but almost sudden. I never sat down it niko mi nimeachana church. No, it just happened. It happened that I slowly began fading away from religion, specifically Christianity. I still believe in God. I still believe in God. And when I began my deconstruction journey, the one thing that I knew I had to do for a fact was to take away God from religion, just to separate the two. Because if I didn't, I would not believe in God altogether. But constantly, nimekwanga now, I've always believed in God, a higher self, a higher being. Is it me? I don't know. I don't know. I'm still digging. Now, I was Christian. For those who know Catholic, I grew up in a Christian Catholic household. My mom was, mama wa kanisa, CWA. My dad practiced, I can say, from what I saw, Christianity with a sprinkle, a dash of Africanism, no, of like the African God. Kidogo too, like he stuck to old ways, kidogo. But a lot of it was Christianity and the church and being a Catholic. Now, I used to serve in church. Like me, nimefanya catechism for 3 years. To catechism, I was baptized, kakua confirmed. I used to wake up at 5. I used to get up at 5. I get ready. I go to church. I walk to church. If my dad is not taking me, nakanyanga, nafika church just to get there early enough so that I can serve because I loved mass. Love the order of mass. And it used to come so natural. Watu walikuwa nauliza eti mnasava aje. Imagine ukishafunzwa ni hivyo and hata kufunzwa who struggle. You just know. You see the way in Catholic, like, it used to come so naturally to me. Now, a little red flag that I used to see back then, for girls, I used to feel like they're just letting us serve so that the church can conform to the modern world, so that they can keep women in the church. Let me say that because at first, as a girl, you are not allowed to serve in like the big masses. Bishop akikuja kama wewe ni demo, unaenda wapi? Only the boys. I'm like, okay. After a while, wakaconfirm, it was like, cool, you're a girl, you wanna serve kwa the misa takatifu kabisa, yeah. Then wakaleta some rules whereby you need to wear a long dress if you're serving and you're a girl. Your hair needs to be low-key and plaited nyuma ifungwe. You need to wear black shoes, specifically for the ladies. Ladies! I was like, okay, because one thing I always tell you guys, I've never had an issue with conforming to the rules. Like, under authority, and I know that sina option ya kutoka, like, me, I'm okay. And in our house, this is what we used to practice, Catholicism. Is it a word? Yeah. So it rubbed me off, but I'm like, okay. Fast forward, I get to high school. My best friend, one of my bestest ever friends, was Muslim. And I love the way she brought out Islam to me because I had known about it, but from yeye ndo nili interact vizuri and I liked it. But sasa, if I was ever to move away from the Christian God, it was supposed to be then, but I did not. Unaona? So fast forward, nikakuja tao. Niliwaambia mi before nikuje Nairobi, I was a proper kienyeji. Semanga small town girl, but it's a proper kienyeji. And my thinking was so closed. Yenye ningejisikia. If someone would have come to me and talked like this, the way I'm talking, ningesema you're being led by the devil. Yeah, hii ni shetani imekuingia. Yeah, so that happened. I slowly moved away from Jesus Christ. And then when I started doing my digging, I'm like, the only thing that supports Jesus Christ is the Bible. Leave alone God. We had God before the Bible, but it's just the Bible. But the Bible is everything. And now if I want to go back to my old ways as an African, the African way, the only thing that supports are stories for maybe our people, which have been corrupted because most of our grandparents, they practice a mix. God, the church, and our old ways. So it's not pure, but the only history that we have was written by, the people who wrote it. And you know that the writer controls the narrative. So if it was written by a white man, you're writing about the black man. What are you writing? You're writing about the African. It's not pure. So we can't trust much of that, you know. And whenever an African brings up this conversation, you're like, but you're using a mic brought by them. They clothed you. You ungrateful little twat. You're using a camera that they gave to you. But you forget that we never had the option. It was either you fall in line or you die, not fall out. You fall in or you die. We are standing because our forefathers fell in line. They later on fought. We got independence, but first they had to conform. So if you surviving, if you staying alive means that you need to put on the clothes they're giving you, you need to go to school, you need to learn how to talk like them. Hii kizungu hii naokota hivi inanishinda because it's not even my language, bruv. But that was what we needed to do in order to survive. So you set up a game, and then when we begin playing, rules ilianza ikuwa unfair, but ilibidi tu tucheze. So unaona. And then I always ask myself, the person who did this, because colonialism happened yesterday. People like to talk about it like my dad, my father, was born when Kenya was still under colonial rule. His father and grandfather were actively colonized. And wanaweza trace back kidogo to when we were just us Africans just chilling. Okay, tulikuwa primitive, tulikuwa tunatembea ndethe, but we were just chilling. We were literally just chilling. Then somebody came on a ship. And remember, when they came, they were being guided by religion. Which religion? The one that they forced upon us and we are now practicing. But now I ask myself, what kind of spirit is so dark? Because it was living within you that led you to do these things. It's a dark spirit. That's not a normal spirit. Unapata watu wamechill, unawachangamkia. Yeah. Someone can counter this and say, some people masquerade as God's people even when they're not. They use God's name to do bad things, which happens. But okay, let's go to the God who's watching this happen. As much as I believe in God, I question his wickedness. I always tell you guys, as a sick person, I've been sick all my life. I don't like it when people tell me, Mungu atakuponya tu, utakuwa sawa, ni mambo ya God. And people say that. And for some time, it used to give me comfort. But after a while, I was like, no. Mbona siniponye sai? Why did he let it happen? If it's a he that is in the first place. You see, that's being wicked. You have a level of wickedness. Because utacha nigonjeke kidogo nilie. When I cry, I'm in agony, I'm in suffering, you're watching. Then you take it away kidogo. I start going, everything's going great, and then I get sick again. So, kuna hii wimbo ya Rose Muhando anasemanga Mungu anacheka. Niko, hey, anacheka. Unabambika ama like you're seeing this and you're cool with it. You were cool with the people coming on ships and they did what they did to us. Okay, we were delivered later on, but still. Exactly. So that's where I'm at, and it hurts. It hurts. Inaniuma, because I used to cry out, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Nikiuma when I was in pain in hospital, nikidungwa mashindano elfu, mimi niko Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. And it used to give me comfort. But right now, when I cry out Jesus, it's empty. It's an empty cry. So niko, okay, who am I supposed to call out to? Na nilikuanga Zuzu. Your time nikirauka 5 kwenda church, and it was my world, and I used to feel so fulfilled. Nilikuwa Zuzu, because what was I doing? Kwa fala. Yeah, so I'm there, and it hurts. Inauma. Let me just say that. But I'm gonna keep digging. One of my friends ananiambianga it's a rabbit hole. Let me dig, brother. Let me dig. I don't know if I'm digging for coal or gold, but let me dig. Time imeisha. Adios.